I bet you're sick of not getting what you want. And I mean whatever it is that you want. So if you've been here on this channel for some time, then chances are those are going to be things like losing weight, being able to feel confident about your body the way it is now without needing it to change, healing your body, and getting more energy. But it could be literally anything that you've been wanting. So that could be more money, better relationships. Well, what if I told you that there are only 2 reasons you're not getting what you want, and I can tell you exactly what they are? And no, it's not because you're lazy, and it's not because you need to work harder. And once you know what those reasons are, you can finally get exactly what you want. So we're going to talk about those reasons right now. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, hi, I'm Jessie Riemann. And if you would like to work with me in one-on-one coaching so that I can help you finally become the happiest, healthiest, most confident version of you with a body that you absolutely love without dieting extremes or gimmicky fads. With the new changes in the channel that I spoke to you guys about last time that I'm so excited about, we had to launch some new coaching programs. Am I right? So I designed these 2 brand new programs for the person who is done. Not just done with dieting, not just done with disordered eating, but done being the person who hates herself. Done being the person who constantly criticizes herself. Done with the excuses. Things like saying, I can't, it's too hard, it'll never work out for me because it never has. And the person who is ready to rewrite her story, to do the work, to change her self-concept, to stop staying stuck and comfortable in the old version of her that is not serving her anymore, and for the person who is ready to finally become the healthiest, happiest, most confident version of you. And yes, that includes if you are wanting to achieve a body that you truly feel incredible about and in, and to transform your whole entire life. So if that's you, then baby, we're going to create some magic together. I've now got a 30-day transformation coaching program, which includes 4 one-hour Skype sessions with me. We will uncover your unique blocks that have been holding you back and unblock them. I will teach you the tools and the exact routine that you need to follow to reprogram and rewire your self-concept, including 2 powerful visualization meditations and a completely personalized affirmations rampage recording, as I like to call it. The top 5 things that you absolutely must do if you're wanting to manifest your healthiest, most energized dream body. And remember, there will be no dieting, there will be no extremes, products, pills, or fad gimmicks, and so much more. And my deluxe 8-week transformation coaching program, which includes 8 one-hour Skype sessions with me where we will go over everything I just described, plus so much more, plus 8 50-minute personal training sessions with me via Skype. If you are ready to do the work, then I promise you, I will get you the biggest glow up you've ever had in your life. Links to sign up will be in the description box below. I cannot wait to help those of you who are ready to be done with the old you and to transform into this happiest, healthiest, most confident version of you. It always bothers me when I'm not centered. Okay, so reason number 1 that you are not getting what you want is because of your current self-concept. Now, what does self-concept mean? It means what you believe about yourself, what you believe about who you are, what you believe is possible for you, and what you believe about you and the world. Things like how people treat you or what experiences you keep having in the world. And the reason our self-concept is what it is right now is, first of all, because of the different things that we were told about us when we were growing up in our foundational years, as well as through the different experiences that we had, especially in childhood, it's about what we started to make those experiences mean. Now, going back to the quote that I told you guys about in the last video, which was, we are unconsciously drawn to the things that validate our current self-image, or basically another way of saying our current self-concept. But that once we change our current self-image or our self-concept, the things that we are drawn to will change. So how this applies to what we're talking about today in terms of why you're not getting what you want, the first reason is because your current self-concept in relationship to whatever it is that you want is that you don't have it, you can't get it, or it's going to be hard for you. Now, we've talked before about your reticular activating system, but just in case you're new to this concept, we have a part of our brain that is called the reticular activating system. And what it's responsible for is seeking to prove, constantly seeking to prove, in fact, that your beliefs are true. So if you are believing that whatever it is that you want right now, you don't have, you can't get it, and or it's going to be hard for you, then your reticular activating system is going to work very hard to prove that that belief is true. It's going to continue trying to find evidence to prove that that belief is 100% true for you. So let's take as an example wanting to lose weight. So let's say that you say, I want to lose weight, right? And so far, your experience has been that it hasn't really happened for you, no matter what you've done, or that every single time you try, it's really, really hard. You have to go to extremes in order to achieve it. So therefore, your self-concept is, I can't lose weight because blah, 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 right? So let's take that so far. So what your reticular activating system is going to do is pay attention to all the things that prove that that belief is true. So its ears are basically going to perk up every time it hears, let's say, something on social media or somebody in person or a doctor or somebody like that tell you that it is extremely difficult or that people in your situation won't be able to do it unless they go to extremes. Your reticular activating system will also purposely, unconsciously make you seek out information to prove that that is true. So you will notice that you will purposely try to find videos, social media content, articles, etc., that say that it's really hard for somebody in your current condition, in your age group, at your current size. And every time you get that hit from your reticular activating system, it's basically like, see, yep, I knew it. I knew that was true. So as long as your self-concept is that whatever it is you want, you don't have, you can't have it, and or it's going to be really hard for you to get, your brain will continue to find proof that that is true. Oh, and thirdly, forgot to add this piece because it's really, really important, because your self-concept and therefore your belief is that whatever it is that you want that you haven't been getting, you don't have, you can't get it, and or it's going to be really hard for you, your subconscious mind is going to take action from that belief. So that means that without even trying to, your daily habits, your daily actions are going to reflect whatever it is that you believe, whatever your current self-concept is. So, my friends, if you are wanting to finally get what you want, you want to get out of this cycle that you've been in without even realizing it, this unconscious cycle of your subconscious mind and your reticular activating system because of your current self-concept, then that means we have to change your self-concept in order for, first of all, your subconscious mind and your reticular activating system to start finding proof that your new belief is true, as well as once you have a new self-concept, your subconscious mind will naturally and unconsciously make you drawn to new things, new ideas, new habits, all things that reflect what your new self-concept is, what those new beliefs are. So another example of this that is unrelated to your body is, let's say that your current self-concept, your current belief system is that men always treat you like crap in relationships, or that maybe even just men treat you bad in general, because a lot of women have this general belief. So what your reticular activating system is going to do is hone in on every single time a guy is rude to you in public, every single time you get rejected by a guy, every single time that your current partner treats you like crap, because again, it's trying to go, yep, I see proof. Yep, there's proof over there. Yep, there's proof over there. Because your brain does not like what's called cognitive dissonance. And that means that what you're seeing out in the real world with your eyes, it doesn't like when that doesn't match what's in here. Okay? It does not like when it does not match your beliefs. So it's going to try to prove that that's what's true. But in that case, you're also then not going to notice when this guy's really nice to you. You're not even going to remember that there was that guy who was interested in you. You're not going to notice when that guy over there went out of his way to be extra nice to you, because you'll let that go. You'll forget about it so easily, because what you're mostly focused on reflects your self-concept, which is that men pretty much treat me like crap. So I want you guys to start paying attention to how often you say things like, I am ... I have ... I can't. I always. It's hard for me to. And what you're going to see every time you're aware of making those kind of statements is that, first of all, those are all self-concept statements, and that each time you make said statements, you continue to describe your situation as not having what you want, that you can't have what you want, that it's hard for you to have what you want. And then you'll go, oh yeah, duh, no wonder I don't have what I want, because I keep saying that I can't have it, because I keep saying that it's hard. And you'll realize how deep that program runs. And as long as that program is there, you're not going to get what you want. And there's so much power in that realization. Now, we're going to get into this in a whole lot more detail in future videos to come. But for now, what I want to tell you about how you develop a new self-concept is to first start by, you got to quit thinking about whatever it is you want in terms of, I can't have it, I don't have it, it's going to be hard to get. Okay, that's the first place to start. And as you are changing the thoughts that you're thinking, you might hear me talk about this a lot in terms of things like affirmations, whatever it takes for you to reprogram your subconscious mind. We're going to keep talking about lots of ways to do that on this channel. But for now, when you are first thinking these new thoughts, like, I do have it, it's easy for me to get it, you're not going to believe it at first. And that is okay. That is normal. That is expected, because it takes time to reprogram your subconscious mind. You don't believe the things that you believe right now because you were told it one time or because you saw it one time, okay? It takes time, but the more consistent you are and the more you flood your self-concept with thoughts, with new thoughts of what it is that you want and that you have it, it's easy for you, it comes naturally to you, you're figuring it out, etc., and those will start to become your beliefs. So another way that you change your self-concept is stop taking in content that reinforces the thing that you don't want. Stop watching videos, stop listening to podcasts and so on that tell you that what you want is hard, that you have to do extreme things in order to get it. And instead, purposely start to look for proof that what you want is totally doable, is totally accessible, that people have done it easily, that people have done it in ways that resonate with you. Because I promise you, if you look for it enough, you will find it. And the more you find it, you're starting to prove to your subconscious mind, hey, other people have actually done this. It is possible. And then only taking content that tells you that it is possible and shows you other people who've done it, or at the very least tells you exactly why it's possible for you. Like I said earlier, as you are reprogramming this new self-concept into your subconscious mind, not only will your reticular activating system continue to seek to prove that those new beliefs are true the more they are repeated, but it will also give you new ideas, new inspirations, new ideas for habits to take on, new ideas for things to research, and then that will lead you to a new idea that makes you go, oh, I want to try this. That sounds good. And then that leads you to new habits in your life that you didn't even have to force because it just naturally felt like it resonated with you and it was in alignment. And before you know it, what you want actually happened, and it led you down the path to getting there without you having to push it or force it or do something that you didn't want to do. I'm telling you guys, your subconscious mind has an incredible way of finding what it is that's right for you, how to get you what you want without having to do the things that you don't want to do. Okay, now to address the second reason that you're not getting what you want, and that is resistance. This is going to address when you're feeling like, yeah, but I want to change this self-concept, but it seems like it's hard. This is because, believe it or not, there's actually part of you that absolutely does not want to get whatever it is that you want, does not want it to happen. And this is because if you actually got whatever it is that you wanted, there is a part of you that believes that something bad is going to happen, or that it is going to mean that you have to do something unwanted in order to get what you want. And as long as this part believes that that's what's going to happen, or that that's what you're going to have to do, it's going to fold its arms and say, no, I'm not letting us get this. Which is why it's incredibly important that you not only do that self-concept work that we were just talking about to be reprogramming your subconscious mind, but to also address the resistance so that you understand why this part of you doesn't want to get it, what it's afraid of, so that you can actually meet whatever those needs are and then get that part on board with you to getting whatever it is you want, to finally getting whatever it is you want. So the reason that it hasn't happened yet for you, the reason that it hasn't been working, like I said, is partly due to your self-concept, but secondly, because part of you doesn't want it to happen. So let me help you now figure out how to tell what it is exactly that this part of you thinks is going to happen. So I want you to start, and maybe writing this down is going to be a really good idea. So go ahead and pause this video and grab a pen and paper. Okay, so now that I'm assuming you have your pen and paper, or you can write this in your phone, either way, I want you to write down, what is it that you want? And be specific. So the reason that you clicked on this video, what is it that you want? Be specific, and do not write things down. Do not focus on things that you don't want. So for example, again, going back to if it's anything about your physical appearance, don't talk about what you don't like about your current body. Don't talk about what you don't want to have to do in order to get the body that you want. Or if it's about more money, don't talk about the money that you don't have. You get the idea, okay? So I want you to make a list and tell me specifically what it is that you want. Okay, you ready for the second question? If I got exactly what I want, what bad things might happen? Or what bad or unwanted things will have to happen, or will I have to do in order to get what I want? So for example, let's say that you want to start being more physically active. You want to start exercising more. And you start describing that the reasons that you want to be more physically active are you want to have more energy, you want to feel stronger, you want to feel more mobile, you want to be more flexible, whatever those reasons are. And then once you ask yourself the question, if I got exactly what I wanted, what bad things might happen? Or what would I have to do that is bad or unwanted in order to get exactly what I want. And so let's say then in this example, you go, well, I'd have to start working out really hard again. And I'm really sick of pushing myself. And then I'm going to get really tired. And then I'm going to have to rest for a really long time. And then that's just going to set me back. And I've already done this so many more times than I can even count. And it never got me anywhere anyway. And I'm just basically really sick and tired of being pushed. And a lot of you here on this channel who've been here for eating disorder recovery for so long will know exactly what I'm talking about. But even if you don't, this will apply to whatever it is that you're wanting when you're going through this process. So once you get that answer, you're going to first start by validating that that fear is completely valid. There's going to be part of you that wants to say, oh, but that won't happen. Or, oh, no, that's not that big a deal. Whatever the case, it is. And as long as you keep saying things like, oh, that's not going to happen. Oh, don't worry, it'll be different this time. It's kind of the same way as, you remember when we were little kids and adults used to tell us when we were scared, oh, you're making such a big deal about it. Oh, that's not going to happen. That felt really invalidating, didn't it? And it didn't help us. What we needed was for somebody to go, oh, that fear makes total sense. And then help us to see that either that thing was not going to happen or that they were going to help protect us or provide for us in a way that we would no longer need to be afraid of that thing. Well, that is what we have to start doing for ourselves. That is what I'm going to teach you now. So whatever answer you just got as to what bad things this part of you, remember, it's not all of you. There's part of you that wants it and part of you that doesn't. But whatever message you just got about what this part of you is afraid will happen, or what bad things this part of you is afraid you're going to have to do in order to get whatever it is that you want, you validated it. And then what I want you to do is ask yourself, ask this part of you, what would you need in order to no longer be afraid that this would happen? Or what would you need in order to have proof that this wouldn't happen or that you wouldn't have to do that thing? And then I want you to listen for whatever answers come up. So let's go back to this example with exercise. So let's say that this part of you said, well, if we could start slow and then make sure you're getting specific, right? It's not enough to just say, oh, I'm going to go slow. We need to know specifically so that we can have some boundaries as we build this relationship with ourselves all over again. This part of you might say something like, I'd be okay with a 10-minute walk or a 15-minute walk 4 times a week right now. However, I want it to be that if I start to feel really tired or I'm starting to notice that I'm in pain one day, that I'm going to be allowed to turn around and go home, that I'm going to be allowed to rest, that I'm allowed to alter how much we're walking or how much we're exercising right now. Okay. Then that means you just got communication from yourself as to how you can go about, in this particular example, starting to become more active, but doing it in a slower, more methodical way, because this part of you, understandably so in this case, and it's going to be true for whatever situation you are in, is naturally afraid that I'm going to go back to the way I was before, where I used to push myself too hard, where maybe I took a 15-minute walk and then I was like, you know what? We can do another 15 minutes or another half an hour. And then I'm exhausted. But then maybe I keep pushing myself because, I said I was going to start exercising more again, right? And I have goals to hit and blah, 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 right? We all know what that rhetoric looks like. And then we've pushed ourselves too hard and we're starting to ignore our intuition, this part of us that wants to help us stay in balance, right? So in this case, we have lost trust with this part of us and we need to build that trust back. So the only way that we do that is by honoring what it needs in order to get on board with what it is that this other part of us wants to do, rather than just saying, shut up and deal with it. I want to do this thing. It's not going to work. And same thing the other way around. If you don't try to listen to what it is that this part of you is afraid of, as well as what they need, you're going to stay stuck exactly where you are, and you're not going to get what you want. So because I know you've gotten this far in the video because you actually do want to get what you want, then that's what you have to do. And make sure that you're actually honoring whatever message it is that you're getting. Think of it just like a relationship. It has to be a win-win situation. It cannot be only I get what I want and you don't, or only they get what they want and you don't. That's never going to work. You guys know from having relationships that never does work. So we have to find a way that it works for both parts, and then you'll be able to gradually do more of that thing, or whatever it is. You'll be able to get to where it's a bigger part of your life if you want it to be. Okay, so we will talk, like I said, lots more about self-concept in the future. Any questions that you have about either of these two topics, please leave them in the comments below. If you want my help figuring out exactly what your specific resistance is to getting what you want me to help you change your self-concept so that you do finally start getting what you want, sign up for one of my brand new coaching programs. I intend with all of my heart that this video helped you, and I will see you in the next video. Love you guys so much. Bye.